Hey, good day, guys. I hope you guys are doing fine. I think we'll be having an overview of the graphic design tools you need as a blogger. Okay, so actually, we will get to learn that there are so many graphic design tools, but it's not all of them that you need as a blogger. Okay, so we'll just be going through the graphic design tools you need in Adobe Photoshop as a blogger. Okay, so this is just like the Photoshop. This is the Photoshop workspace. Okay, so for example, if I just cancel everything, because this tutorial is like beginner's tutorial to Photoshop, so I would like to like enter the app all afresh. So I'll click my Photoshop. When I click it, I'll watch it load. All right, so as the Photoshop is loading, let me just let you guys know that the Photoshop is a versatile app, okay, and contains so many tools and so many everything, okay, but it's not everything that you need on the Photoshop app. Okay, it's not everything that you need on the Photoshop app, because some tools on the Photoshop are actually for picture editing. That's for like photographers. Okay, so Photoshop is into the segment that it is for photographers, and segment that is for graphic design. So every tool I'll be touching right here is a tool you need as a graphic designer. Maybe I might not touch all, I might not use all as I should, but as you continue recreating graphic designs, you guys will get to see the use of every tool. Okay, so this is a Photoshop workspace. Okay, but there is no background to work on. So if I want to get a background to work on, I'll click on Control N. When I click on Control N, this shape will pop up, and it's already on 3000 by 4000. Okay, and the color is what, black. Okay, so from here it gives you the freedom to change the color to whatever color you need. Okay, you use this bar to actually get the main color, and this side to change the shades of the color. Okay, so for example, if I change it to yellow, when I change it to yellow, this is it. When I change to yellow, now click OK. Okay, can you see it? All right. Then I'll click on what, create. When I click on create, you guys should note that the length was 3000, and sorry, the width was 3000 and the length was 4000. Okay. So if I want to create another thing, but okay, I'll just do Control N. Okay. But I want the length to be 3000 and the height to be 2500 or 2000. You are at will to change it to anyone you want. Okay, but please guys, these inches, centimeters, milliliters, points, pixels, you don't need them. All right, this should always be on pixels. When it's on pixels, okay, this should be like 16 bits. All right, 16 bits. Color mode should be RGB color. Okay, then you click on create. So when you click on create, can you see the difference between this and this? All right, this is bigger than this one, but it's looking like this one is bigger. So to reduce the size of the background and increase the size of the background, my hand is on Control plus. Okay, on your keyboard. So Control plus, Control plus, this is Control minus to reduce it, and Control plus to increase it. Okay, I hope you guys are building on the basics. Just find a book and be writing. Okay, Control minus to reduce it, and Control plus to increase it. Okay, so this is it, guys, and I don't think I'll follow these tools serially. Okay, because using of one tool will make me use another tool. Okay, so first of all, I'll be starting with the shape tools. Okay, so starting with the shape tools, um I'll just click it. All right, so can you see that I've made the black rectangle? So if I want to change this rectangle's color to another color, I can use any shade of color here, or if I want to perfect it the way I want, I'll just click here. So when I click here, I'll just change it to the any shade I want. But when I'm clicking, the rectangle's color will not be changing, okay, till I click OK. All right, till I click OK. So when I click OK, the rectangle color has changed. All right, so if I want to move this rectangle to another place, can you see that if I do like this, it will just be another rectangle that will be created. Okay, it will just be another rectangle that will be created. Okay, so because my pointer is still on the rectangle tool. Okay, now can you see that whenever I point any tool, the Adobe will write the name of the tool. This is a text, horizontal text type tool. There is a pen tool. This is a dodge tool, but most of these tools are for like picture editing. As for a graphic designer, you need like just like 30% of every tool that is on this side. Okay, so if I want to move this rectangle tool, I'll just click on the move tool. All right, now can you see the move tool? Can you see the move tool? All right, can you see they are showing an example? All right, so this is a move tool which I can use to move whatever shape I have done. Okay, so guys, let's explore um more of the shape this thing tools. Okay, so basically guys, in the shape tools you have the rectangle tool, we have the rounded rectangle tool, we have the ellipse tool, and we have the what polygon tool. But I'll tell you the tools you really need here is just the rectangle tool, the ellipse tool. Okay, as a graphic designer, the tools you need there are just the ellipse tool and the rectangle tool. Okay, so I'll show you guys how to get the rounded rectangle tool from the ellipse tool. Okay, so first of all, let's make use of the ellipse tool. Okay, so if I want to click the ellipse tool, this is it. And I already have a tutorial on how to keep your hands as a graphic designer. If I want to change the color to maybe purple or yellow, if it is yellow, it will still show the same thing. Okay, I want to change it to white. Okay, I've changed it. Okay, so this is it. If I want to delete, let me delete this rectangle and make another rectangle so that from there we can be able to make. Now can you see where I'm clicking? All right, I'm right clicking the layer. All right, so basically when I right click the layer, you see so many tools, delete layer, duplicate everything, and everything is there. Okay, so if I want to make another tool, another rectangle, I'll click here, then make a rectangle. All right, so let me say I want to change the color to blue. Right, so when I change the color to blue, is okay. I'll click outside. You see I clicked outside. Okay, so if you notice that the shapes or the edges of this rectangle are actually sharp. Okay, so if I want to make the shape the edges of this rectangle slanty, how do I go about this? I'll click here, I'll click on 150. So when I click on 150, I'll make sure that this chain is on. All right, so once this chain is on, I'll hit the enter button on my keyboard. Hit the enter button on my keyboard. Okay, so from here you could see that the edges of this rectangle are not sharp like before, but they are slanty. Okay, so here guys, this is the FX tool. Okay, this is the FX tool, and you could see we have the stroke, which is you use most time as a graphic designer. You increase the size of your stroke. Okay, the stroke is like the color that is outside your shape. Okay, so if you want to change the stroke to whatever color that you want, that's how you do it. Okay, so I'll leave it on red. Okay, click OK. So another one, the FX, we have the inner shadow. Okay, the inner shadow, and basically all these things I'm just teaching you guys where they are. It's good for you to take out your Adobe Photoshop and explore them. Okay, all right, so this is the opacity and this is the distance. Okay, distance, I think okay, yeah, size is like the amount that will show off. Okay, so cancel because I don't really need it. And there is color gradient. color gradient is like if you want, okay, sorry, this is not color gradient, this is color overlay. Okay, so if you want to change the color of the inner circle, maybe you made a mistake to change and you want to change the color to anything else, okay, you use the what color overlay. Okay, so this is the color overlay. All right, and then gradient overlay. Gradient overlay is like you changing the gradient of, okay, you changing the gradient of the design. Okay, maybe I want to change it like from, it should be from dark blue, okay, going down to from dark blue going down to what, light blue. Okay, so you click OK. When you click OK, you click OK. I don't know why the colors are not showing off. I'm coming. Maybe because there's a color overlay. Okay, so the color overlay was above the gradient tool. Okay, so that's why the gradient was not showing up. Okay, so let me say I want to put up the gradient on this tool. Okay, so when I want to put up the gradient on ellipse, I'll just go to FX. I'll go to gradient overlay. Okay, when I go to gradient overlay, let me say I want to put this gradient to come from which color matches with gold. I think green matches with gold, to come from green to gold. Okay, this is where I could find my gold. Okay, so this will have to do a lot of work. I'll click on OK. All right, so basically you have your gradient inside the shape only. Okay, that's why it is called gradient overlay. Okay, the gradient will be inside the shape only. That's why it is called gradient overlay. Okay, then I think from here, guys, we have what's the name of this tool? Hand tool. Okay, why is it not moving? All right, I prefer using the move tool though. Okay, so next we have what, next we have the text tool. All right, the text tool, the name of my YouTube channel is the website tutor. Okay, because I basically teach guys graphic design and website designing. So maybe I could just type website tutor. Okay, so when I type it, I'll bring it here. Okay, if I've already placed it, I'll just come here. All right, if I want to edit this text, I'll go back to my text tool and click here. Okay, if I want to change the color of this text, I'll come here. All right, now can you see how the text is responding to the various colors I'm changing? Maybe I want to change it to blue and stuff like that, and it's responding and all. Okay, so that's it for here. And then we have the brush tool. This is the brush tool. Okay, this is the brush tool, and you could see that the brush tool size is so small. If I want to increase the size of the brush tool, I'll go on Control Plus. Okay, sorry, Control Plus is increasing the size of the shape. Okay, so if I want to increase the shape of the brush tool, there's a bracket, there's a solid bracket icon on your keyboard. Okay, that's the icon you make use of. Okay, when you click the one in front, it will increase the size of your brush. When you click the one at the back, it will increase the size of your brush. Okay, so this color right here is the color that your brush will take. Okay, so the color of the brush is usually at this angle. Okay, down left. Okay, so now you could see how I'm painting with my brush. Okay, so guys, you could see that the brush is actually, this brush I have here is a soft one. Okay, this brush I have here is a soft one. If you want to change the brush to maybe a hard brush or any type of brush, okay, you have so many options of brush here. Okay, let me say you want to change the brush to become grainy. Okay, so that's how you click here, then you come back the size will be small. You use the upper bracket to increase it. You could see that the brush is like a sponge. Okay, now can you see that it is not smooth like before, but it is rough? Okay, so let's change this brush to another one too. This one is sparse grainy. Okay, so it is looking small. You use the upper bracket to increase the size, and you paint. Okay, so this one is like dropping like you're dropping some grains. Okay, so that's the beauty of the brush. Okay, let's explore the gradient tool more. You come to FX. Okay, FX. I don't think it's FX. You go to the solid color. Okay, so now you didn't go to gradient overlay, you went directly to the gradient tool. So on the gradient tool is like basically you trying to like explore. Okay, you are using the gradient to cover the whole design. Okay, all right. So basic how, guys, this is how. And me, most of my church designs and everything, I like ending up with a dark gradient downward. Okay, so that I can be able to write maybe phone numbers and everything. Okay, so you could note the gradient on the design, it is small. If you want to increase it, you come here. All right, then you drag this one too. Can you see? The more you drag this one is like the thick. Okay, this one is reducing it, while this one is like making it lighter to blend. Okay, so that's the gradient tool. And if you want to really know how to use the gradient tool more and more, you could just comment on my graphic post. Okay, that you need much more um insights on the gradient tool. So next, guys, I'll be trying to show you guys how you can be able to import an image into um, the Adobe Photoshop. So when I right click this image, I will go to open with. When I go to open with, I'll click on Adobe Photoshop. Okay, then I'll wait for it to transform to the app and for this image to actually go in. So I'll click on my move tool, and this is it. Okay, and I can be able to move this picture. Okay, so if I want to um if I want to import this picture directly, I'll just come here, drag this picture. My left hand will be on left click. Okay, while my right hand will drag this picture to the Photoshop, and I'll take it to where I want it to be. Okay, so that's a um dragging way for you to import um pictures into the Photoshop. Okay, so guys, if I have this picture right here and I want to actually crop this picture out so that I can be able to use on this design, how do I go about it? I'll go to my, can you see this tool? Can you see the name they wrote? Quick selection tool. Okay, I'll click on quick selection tool. Okay, after I click on quick selection tool, I won't start selecting myself. I'll just go to select subject. Okay, so Adobe Photoshop will roughly help me in selecting the subject. Okay, so later I'll just be like a nice guy who is just trying to like just a nice guy who is just trying to like correct um the selection that Adobe Photoshop did. Okay, so most graphic design, you should always ask your client to actually snap in the studio so that the picture is very smooth for you, so that it will make your work neater. Neat pictures give neat work. Okay, so you could see that inside here the girl's hair is not selected. Okay, but everything is perfectly selected. So if I want to select the girl's hair, first of all, I'll go on my Control Plus so that the image becomes bigger. I go on my Control Plus so that the image becomes bigger. I'll come here, and if I'm selecting inside, my hands will be on alternate key. Okay, now can you see something? Let me show you guys something. Okay, sorry. If you want to increase the size of the selection, to use your upper bracket, when you use your upper bracket, can you see? Now can you see a plus in the middle of this upper bracket? Okay, so if you want to select inside, if once your hand hits the alternate key, the plus in the middle of this selection tool will become minus. Okay, I see it has become minus. Observe guys, it has become plus, it has become minus. So I'll reduce the size by using the lower bracket tool, okay, because I'm selecting a smaller area. So my hand will be on alternate, okay, that's my mid finger. My thumb will be on the left click, and then I'll select. Okay, so I have selected this area. Okay, and when I want to pick out my selection, where do I go? You guys see my mouse. Now study where my mouse is going to. My mouse is here, then I'll click. All right, now can you see that I've selected this girl's image? So if I want to take it to my design, I advise you guys to always use a different tab to select your images before you import them to your graphics. Okay, so when you import them to your graphics, yeah, basically you could be using the same tab for selection. That's when you have already mastered your graphic design tools. Okay, so you could see that this girl's image is below this rectangle. So if you want to take it up, just come to the tab. Your hand should be on left click and drag it up. Okay, once you drag it up, you see that the girl's image will appear. Okay, so if I like, I'll take this girl's image down, and if I want to input a gradient on this girl's image that will actually cover down, okay, so that somebody will not see the selection that I made, so that my graphics will be clean, I'll just come to here. I'll go to gradient. When I go to gradient, I'll click here. Don't worry, I'll arrange everything. I'll click here and select the color. The color, I'll select it to be black. Okay, I'll select the color to be black. Okay, and you could see that here you can still see the girls pictures and everything. Okay, so you just try to make it dark, okay, so that the girl's picture will actually blend. Now can you see it has blend? Okay, don't worry, I told you guys to not bother about the tutorials on using tools, okay, because I prefer that you guys should learn through tutorials that I'll be dropping on the YouTube channel. So if you would ask me, um if if you don't want any layer to show up here, you can actually just click on the eye tool, okay, so that it will off it, okay, so that it will off it. Okay, and okay, so let me say I off it. Let me say I off this layer. Okay, and this girl's picture is here. I want to reduce the opacity of this girl's picture. Okay, I'll come here, and can you see the opacity? This is where to reduce the opacity. Okay, then next, let me say I want to put I want to make this girl's picture blurry. Okay, can you see the Gaussian blur? Okay, you can use the Gaussian blur to make a picture blur. Okay, the intensity determines what you get, so use your Photoshop to grab that out. Okay, so there's also the motion blur, which will make it look like your picture is moving. Okay, all right, your intensity determines what you see. Okay, so as we go on in our graphic design, I'll show you guys how you can be using these tools and everything. Okay, so this is it, and if I off it, let me do some text manipulation. Let me say I type Africa. When I type Africa, I'll make the color of Africa to be white. Okay, then here I'll increase the font size of Africa to 150. Then I'll bring it to the middle. When I bring it to the middle, okay, I'll come to FX, I'll come to stroke. When I come to stroke, okay, the size of the stroke is too much, okay, that's why it is covering the white. Sorry, I'll click on OK. When I click on OK, when I want to remove this white stuff in the midst of this Africa, I'll just go to FX. Okay, sorry, no, not FX. I'll go to fill. Fill is like reducing what is inside, so I'll reduce it to 0. Now can you see that it is only the stroke that is showing up? Only the stroke is showing up. Okay, only the stroke is showing up. All right, so basically how this is it. If you want to save your image, you go to Control S. You go to Control S, if you want to save it in PSD, that's like, if you want to save it in PSD, that means you want to come and re-edit your image later. If you want to save it in but the right format to save as an image is a JPEG. Okay, then click on save. You click here, click here to rename. Okay, just rename as tutorials. Okay, tutorials and everything. Okay, tutorials. All right, so that's it. Then if you want to save your image the other way, you could come to Control Alternate Shift S. Is that it? Yeah, I got it. Control Alternate Shift S. But this is mostly used by photographers that want to actually save their edited image in the best quality. So you come to JPEG. You could select whether you want to save the JPEG as low, medium, high, or anything that you want. Okay, so that's it. This is file. This is all the important saving that I showed you guys through the shortcuts. Okay, so basically, guys, this is all I could remember to teach you guys in this tutorial. Okay, so if you want to know how to use much more tools in the Photoshop, you guys should stick to our YouTube channel. Okay, so this, guys, I would like to call this a stop and see you guys in the next tutorial, and bye for now.